This is the good thing about Vietnamese spring rolls. They don't slip on a ship. In our last video, Captain Gerry showed Zaya how to make trolling lures.
Can you see my hook?
But Gerry brought a lot of other ideas to Luckyfish. So today it's an eclectic mix. And hopefully something you will find useful too. How did you make this? Because I'm very curious. It's the way you got these folds in here, I think so.
You could even do strawberries in that.
One of the many gifts Gerry brought for the boat was this vertical planter, which is a real space saver.
Herbs, scallions, mint.
Right.
Another one that is really good and man tastes really rosemary.
Yes.
Rosemary is a real tough plant.
It's a hardy one too.
It's a hardy plant and it'll grow and you get a bush. And you cut rosemary, just freshly cooked, tuna and cook it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, a thin gauge.
Right.
Don't get the thick schedule. Get the thin schedule because thick schedule makes it really hard for you to work on. If you get the thinner one, you can. Then I get a piece of wood and I round it off. You mark it here because this is what you're gonna bend in.
Right.
And then I cut it to like halfway.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you cut it halfway, you heat it.
Right.
And then you come in with a clamp and you clamp the wood on there.
Oh, that's
and that does the flattening of
okay.
And you do all this with it screwed to a backboard.
Yeah, because that prevents it. Because before I used to do that, and all of a sudden it'll warp up or warp to one side to another side.
Keeps it stable.
So it keeps it straight. And then you push it. You do so you can push it down.
Gerry's wife is Chinese, so a lot of his ideas are Asian inspired. This lightweight steamer is now a permanent fixture on the boat. It's made of bamboo, I take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's amazing the craft work, how they do it. It's all a lot of
It's beautiful,
bamboo.
yes. And do you think this would be made by hand? This is
Yeah, I'm sure it's made by hand. Probably somewhere in China they got a whole bunch of little girls coming in.
doing
Cutting the bamboo and
Yeah. Just doing it with their eyes closed.
yeah.
And what about care for it? How do you wash it?
Yeah, you could just wash it with water, or you probably could wash it in salt water if you're out here in a boat and wash it in salt water and all that, and then just let it dry up. As long as it dries good, it won't rot,
Right.
I had the steamer for 15 years, It's
15 years is not bad out of a bit of plant, is it?
Yeah, this is very traditional Chinese thing. So this is called shumei. Shumei. It's actually and these are different varieties of dumplings. That is, and then you just put it in the steamer and then let the steam cook it, and then we'll have something to eat. Most of the time they have this with tea. Maybe give me a couple of leaves of those, because that's how you're really supposed to do it. And then you put these on, and that'll prevent them from sticking, so they'll.
Oh, looking nice.
So yeah.
It's steaming away.
Some of them is shrimp, some of them have beef in it.
Well, this is a pastry, I take it.
Yeah, it's like a pastry. Yeah, but it's not sweet. It's actually it's not sweet.
Yummy.
Where do they sell this frozen?
Mostly in the Chinese places.
Now, with full bellies, Gerry set to work to address another deficiency he had noticed on board. No fishing gaff.
I do is I round off these square ones.
Yes.
Because it was flat. I was holding pretty bamboo. It's just
Yeah.
I call it bamboo tech. I mean, they'll make everything with bamboo, from forks and from spoons to houses to baskets to everything. It's just amazing how they can do all this stuff with bamboo. I'm making actually Vietnamese spring roll.
Yes.
That's usually a rice paper,
Right. Yeah.
and it's as long as you keep it dry, it could stay on your boat for a real long time.
Yes.
And once you do is you wet it, and then you put it down, and then you wrap it like a taco or fajita,
Yes.
and then you're set. This roast beef, I'm gonna put some onions in it, and I'll put some rosemary. Yeah, sounds like a good combination.
What is that?
Basically, this is the Vietnamese spring roll paper. It's a paper made out. It's like a rice paper.
It's made out of rice?
Yeah. And you wet it, and then what it does, it starts getting soft, like a plastic.
You're just dipping it in the water?
Yeah, dipping in the water and then becomes soft. Yeah, and I like the one with the 3 girls in it. I'm not advertising for it, but I noticed because it has a nice package and all that with the 3 Vietnamese girls.
How do you...
So then I come to this plate and I put the noodles on here. Put the noodles on, and I'll put some basil. This one has turkey, and I think it's a mint.
With
Yeah,
the
try
mint.
the turkey with the and see what the basil.
Look at that.
It could be basil.
Fresh. Well, tasty.
The good thing about it is you could do this on a boat with no problem at all. Really, if you have the ingredients, and then the stuff preserves pretty good.
Where do you buy this wrap?
In the Oriental market.
Okay.
I can taste the rosemary and beef.
And then that onion.
What's nice about the wrap is that it's sticky, isn't it? So it's quite good for boat when you're trying to hold everything together. It's really nice, good textures.
Yeah.
This is just a snack.
This is most of
Well, that's what most of the time
So
you do. You eat it
we're
it's
gonna
like a
cook
snack.
some nice kebab.
Second course. Follow up on the Vietnamese spring rolls. We've got beef kebab, and they are these are beef.
This is the chicken one.
And you got some sauce left here and a bit of beef too. I don't know if I should put that on. A little bit. I don't
A
want
little bit, and other half. Put some on the other half.
This is the first time we've barbecued in the centre cockpit. This is where a lot of the Warrams have a firebox. They might use wood or charcoal, and obviously, insulated from their flammables and so on. So it's actually really nice. I could probably get used to this lifestyle actually. Most boats take rod holders for granted. You buy one and clamp it to your push pit. We don't have that luxury and didn't want to drill holes in the boat, so Gerry came up with a neat solution. We called it the mammoth bone.
I mean, or you need the space, or you have to do something. You unlash it, put it in your. You see?
Yeah, that's a fair bit. You're putting a fair bit on there.
Fish goes that direction.
You're trawling.
Yeah,
On the boat.
we're moving
You're
fast
moving
forwards.
on the boat, and the line is going to be going like this, and then a fish is going to hit. That thing is going to go. By that time, somebody's going to be jumping on this and grabbing it.
Yeah.
So, and then what you do is you come in, and pull it out, and you put it on there, and you fire. Right finger too. Just comes in and pulls on it. It's not going to. Get the action
That's
going.
it. Put the stove on, get the pan warmed up.
It makes you want to go fishing right now.
Fitting the boat with off-the-shelf mosquito nets would have cost a bomb, so Gerry made these inserts from blue foam.
Mosquito boat hatch frame.
This is
Bow foam. And then you cut it into the shape of your hatch, and then you put the mosquito net in, you trim it, and boom.
that's a great idea. What is this?
That's a pork, like barbecue pork. This is actually a sweetened bread, and then this one is actually a chicken with vegetables and some kind of a sauce on top.
Let me try the pork. Oh, is it? Yeah. It's beautiful.
Good.
Sweet pork, right?
nice.
In winter morning.
Yeah, well, winter in central Florida is quite something. Mosquitoes in the evenings, frosts in the mornings, and months of perfect weather for working outside during the day.
What happened last night?
We got a visit from a raccoon
How do you know it's raccoon?
because he's left a mess and left his footprints all over the boat.
Oh.
See where he walked in and where he walked around.
Weird. Look at all this. Definitely. Look at this cute little print. It's not mine, okay? Mine looks like this.
Gerry had a solution for swabbing down those wet morning decks too.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, so instead of that I used foam and basically did it like a Japanese style. You know?
Nice. Are they comfortable?
Oh yeah.
What a difference on those cold decks.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what it is, the cold deck.
It's not slippery?
Huh?
Those aren't slippery?
Well, I haven't really tried it out there.
Now
But
kids,
it-
don't
I-
try this at home.
Yeah, but yeah, they're a little slippery.
The next
Yeah.
thing will be tread.
Yeah. But that's what it is. You know, you want to wipe everything down and all
Yeah,
that. But
yeah.
this is just for that. Once you got it all wiped down, you know, you don't get that cold coming through your feet.
Alright. I like it.
How did you make the top and what have you used? Is it rope or
Yeah, it's
tape?
just rope, and it's just a technique of tying it. It's old-fashioned style Japanese way of tying it. You slide the rope this way, go through here, and then tie a knot here.
It's all
And then
one
you
piece.
adjust the knot to adjust the tension of the.
Right.
And that's how you make these little slippers just to
Very
walk around
slick.
on cold decks.
Gerry hasn't only brought great ideas to the boat, he brought a lot of laughter as well. Here's one moment that still makes us giggle today.
Which marina guy do you like? Gerry?
That guy had a thing for me. I guess I didn't even notice until she said.
Oh, it was a she? Oh, that's good. Oh, it was a he. That's not good.
He helped us to carry this to
Uh-huh.
the car.
Yes.
And Gerry went into the back of the car and put it this, and he helped. And when Gerry come out, he's like, "Oh, my hand! Give you my hand!"
I don't know. I just grabbed something, and then I said, "Why did he give me my hand? The hand for?" It was like,
And your natural reflex was to
Yeah.
accept it.
yeah, but the interesting thing is when I touched his hands were like so. I don't know.
Giving
But
you a
clammy.
signal.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was.
A little bit
Yeah, it was.
squeezing.
Yeah, it was soft. It was not like. It wasn't no manly.
Like a woman's hands,
Yeah,
Gerry. Is
it
that
was
what you're
not a manly
saying?
hand.
And he's done with the job, you know. It's all done, and we put it in the truck, and the radio come on, like they're calling him. He said, "I'm busy." He's just standing there watching Gerry.
I'm happy to say that we are still making Vietnamese spring rolls, steam dumplings, and fishing with the gear Gerry taught us today.
We're gonna have a little bit of kind of Asian food, which Gerry taught us. Gerry's wife is Chinese, so he knows some stuff.
Yeah, he does. He knows how to prepare really simple, tasty food in a confined space.
This thing's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
I never used it before. Okay. Dun, dun. A little bit of carrot. We worked all day. You have to make something out of it. This is rice with mayo. Dun, dun, dun. This rice paper is a nice thing. Cool.
Lovely, that's beautiful.
So are you ready to eat?
I'm ready to eat. Ready for number 2.
So here's your plate.
Thank you.
Ta-da!
Can I just take any one? Can I take that
A
one?
little bit
Oh,
sticky.
they are.
Sticky big
The
thing.
good thing about these is they are durable.
Good for the boat.
Very cunning, all that. Bon appetito.
What's it inside?
Mmm. Oh, delicious.
What's that?
It's a nice blend of textures. You got the sticky thing on the outside and then crunchy veggies. And I can taste the mayo in the rice. It's yummy. This is the good thing about Vietnamese spring rolls. They don't slip on a ship.
Stop playing with the food.
It's like one of those, what do you call those men? You know, you throw them at a pane of glass and they just creep their way down. Can we go vertical? No, I'm not going to
You
try.
must be full now. Started
full.
playing with the food.
Yeah. If you deep fry them, you could deep fry them. I think we will. If we have guests on board, I think we'll deep fry them. Or we'll ask them first what they would prefer. But this is certainly the healthy way to eat them. But the deep frying is that's the tasty way. Don't miss this Friday's episode when we finish the last of the jobs and get back in the water just in time for a fantastic sail to meet our first guests of the season in the Bahamas. Well everyone, if you found this video useful then please give it a like and subscribe, and thank you for watching, and a special thanks to our patrons for helping make these videos possible.